Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Dennis, what the hell was that? Master Chief doesn't go around fucking things. Well, this one does. So, here we are. Episode, who the hell cares? 8, 9, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just at a loss for words. Whatever episode this was, 8, 9, 69 is what it should have been. Master Chief. This guy. Not this guy even. Just some random trash guy they call Master Chief. Has sex. He has sex. And not only does he have sex, he has sex with the enemy spy. The blonde woman from the trailer with the little tentacles who killed everybody. I finally found out her name. I decided to remember it. Her name's McKee. He fucks her. Because they have a special connection. And I don't know. I don't. I'm at a loss for words, is the best way to put it. Because this guy right here, you can see the video in the background of Pony. This guy doesn't have sex. This guy fucks everything. He fucks it up. Doesn't have sex. No. He fucks shit up. Well, I guess we'll talk about the episode. Whatever it was. 8, 9. I don't know. I don't care. Didn't have his helmet on at all. Not one time. Didn't have his suit on at all. 0 seconds in the episode of him in suit or with the helmet on. So there's already starting off on a high note. Starts. The only benefit of this episode was there was no Quan. But at this rate, I would take a whole ass episode of Quan again over this. Starts. I don't even know anymore. Oh yeah. They're talking about how they gotta get rid of Halsey, and how she's talking to Commander Keyes, and she's like, "Oh my god, bitch! Like, you're in on this with me." And he's like, "Bitch, don't bring me into this with your ass." He's like, "Just because I fucked your ass and we had a baby, don't mean shit to me now." He's like, "Your ass is grass. Goodbye." And she's like, "All right, like, I remember that." Right? And then Master Chief, after him and McKee had that weird moment 2 episodes ago where they met on the Halo ring because he touched it, he goes into her room and they're looking at each other and she's like, "Oh my god, I saw you on the Halo ring." He's like, "Yeah, bitch, I know, I was there. Like, you don't gotta tell me. I saw your ass too." And she's like, "How did you do that?" And he's like, "Oh, I just touched the thing and like, there I was, right?" So then all of a sudden, I don't know what they heard, but all of a sudden they start touching each other. And she's like, "Oh my gosh. Oh dear Lord." Right? The Master Chief's like, "Bitch, like, hold up, wait a minute. Let me show you my Master D," right? They don't show it, thank God. Start kissing. Start making out. Then, she takes off her shirt. He takes off his shirt. And she's like touching him. And she's like, "Damn, look at those nips. And look at all these cuts. But more importantly, look at these nips." And he's like, "Yeah, girl, these are my nips." None of this happened. They didn't say any of this. They had sex, but they didn't say any of this. But they do touch each other like this. And then they start kissing some more. And then it goes to Cortana, who, remember, is in his head. Not on a little trip this time, in his head. So she's like there for the whole experience. Like, GM, dude. Like, watching everything from the side. It goes back to them making out. They start doing it. They don't show any of it. Thank the Lord. And then Cortana's like, damn, dude. Alright, so that happens. Then the girl, McKee, apparently gets one taste of the Master D. I'm gonna be a good guy. Fuck those Covenant and their tentacles. Like, this guy's got a Master D. Goodbye. I'm on their side. So she goes to the bathroom, and I don't know if I talked about this. She has in one of her little fingers, she has like a little mini energy sword. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's like the size of a paper clip. It's like literally this long. She goes to the bathroom and I don't even know what she does. She like rips off the tip of her finger and throws the energy sword out. And she's like, that's proof I'm a good guy now, right? Then it goes back to Halsey and Cortana, and Halsey's assistant guy. He's this little bitch. She's always whining and complaining and worrying stuff's gonna go wrong. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna make McKee my bitch. She's like, I'm gonna make her think that the UNSC and Master Chief are doing the wrong thing. I'm gonna try and convince her to get Master Chief and get those two together and steal the artifact and bring it to me. And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have control of the Halo ring. Because apparently in this one, Halsey's like, fuck everybody else. I'm gonna rule the world, right? Makes sense. So she makes Cortana take control of the UNSC base because apparently in the different episode that I wasn't paying attention to because I was probably falling asleep, Halsey takes like a scan of Miranda Key's eye, who is her daughter, takes a scan of her eye, and then she makes a little contact of it. So then when the system at the UNSC base needs like credentials, she scans her eye, but it's Miranda Key's eyes because of the contacts, and it's like, all right, bitch, you got full control of the whole shit. So she cuts off the comms, cuts off the cameras, all that good stuff, and she goes in this little hologram projector. After Master Chief left, he already left after they banged. He was sleeping and they banged, and then he's like, bitch, I gotta go, I got shit to do. She's like, all right, bye, bitch, deuces. I left your money on the nightstand. He leaves. A little hologram pops up and is talking to McKee. It's Halsey, and she's like, yo, bitch, like, me and you, we work together. You get John, Master Chief, together, and we'll get this party rolling. She's like, bitch, who are you? I don't know you. And she's like, bitch, I'm pretty much his mama. Like, I raised him since he was a little boy. I'm his mama. And she's like, alright, like, I'll know you, but I trust Master Chief. And she's like, well, you shouldn't, because he's gonna do whatever I want, and this is what I want, so he's gonna do it. And she's like, oh, well, shit, bitch. She's like, I don't believe you. And she cuts off the comm, right? Cuts it off, and you're like, alright, this bitch is crazy. She ain't gonna do shit. And then Halsey goes and talks to the two other Spartans. I don't know their names, don't care. I think one of them's Fennec. It's a guy and a woman. The other girl, Kai, she's the other third one, but she, remember, removed her emotion chip. The other two still have it in, so they're like full-on Spartans. Excuse me. So she gets a comm like to all three of them, and she's like, hey, like, we are gonna take over the base. Like, I'm gonna land my my ship there out in the courtyard, and she's like, you guys gotta get Master Chief, get that McKee lady, and get the artifact to my ship. And like, I bet. So they go and they're like, well, what about Master Chief? Like, why isn't he gonna help us? And they're like, because he's like ill. Like, he's not good. Like, you need to do whatever you need. Just mainly focus on getting the artifact and McKee on the ship. Like, that's my main focus. Like, if, do what you gotta do to John, Master Chief, but main focus is them. And they're like, I bet. And Kai, because she doesn't have her chip, is like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's Master Chief. Like, we can't kill him. He's our bro. And they're like, bitch, we gotta do what she says. Because we still got our chips in. So we gotta do whatever she says. So they go. They're starting to go find Master Chief. And Kai's like, dude, we can't do this. So the guy turns around and he goes, whap! Knocks the bitch out, right? She's gone. Not dead, but she's like, you know, sleeper still puts him in the. So then she wakes up a little bit later. She's chained to a sink, right, or a table. Obviously, she's a Spartan, so she kicked her way out of it. And then the other two Spartans are setting up an ambush to get Master Chief, because now he went and joined back up with McKee uh, to leave. So they're on their way out, and him and McKee, and they're walking, and Halsey's using Cortana to like talk to everybody and take over the base. And Cortana's like, dude, like, we shouldn't be doing this. Like, he's not doing anything wrong. And she's like, bitch, you work for me. And Cortana's like, nah, bitch. So she warns Master Chief, and she's like, hey, yo, like, around the corner, there's some bitches trying to kill your ass. And Master Chief's like, hold up. Wait right here, bitch. I'm gonna go kick their ass, and then we out here. So she goes. She's going. Master Chief turns the corner, and he's like, "I know you're here, bitch." And Halsey's like, "Shut him down now. What's going on?" And she's like, "Cortana, Cortana," and Cortana's like, "Deuces, out." And she's like, "No, what the fuck is going on? My plan is not coming to fruition." Right? She gets all pissy. And Master Chief goes and he's fighting the other two. Again, still has no armor, so he's getting his absolute shit kicked out of him because they got armor. Uh, so they're going, they fight, and then Cortana like takes control of a warthog and like runs one of them over, and Master Chief's like beating the shit out of people with like weights as boxing gloves. It was really weird. It was fucking weird. So all that happens, and Halsey's like flipping her shit, and McKee like runs back. She's like, "I'm gonna go find like Captain Keyes." She runs back. They're in the room with the artifact, and she's like, "Ew, like John needs our help." And Captain Keyes is like, "Bitch, you lying? Like now we got you." And there's the general. She's an Indian woman. Not sure of her name. Sorry, um, but she's like, "Bitch, like I don't trust you." And hold on. All right, sorry. I had to go back because I was on go back to work because I was on break. But I'll finish this real quick. Uh, so yeah, they're fighting. Uh, Halsey realizes that Cortana like ain't gonna help her ass no more, and Kai wakes up and she goes and tells the UNSC like, "Ayo, like don't let this bitch's ship leave. Like hold her down. Like don't let her go anywhere." Right? And then Kai goes and helps Master Chief. The two of them overthrow the other two Spartans. Uh, uh, and then uh, it goes back to McKee, and she's like in there again yelling with the general and Captain Keyes because Miranda was deciphering a voice recording that they got. She was deciphering it, and she found out that it was McKee when she was with the Covenant. And she's like, "Bitch, like we can't trust you." And she's like, "No, like I'm good now. Like I had that Master D. Like I'm all with you guys now. Like I'm on Team Human now. Like that was some good shit, right?" And they're like, "Nah, we can't trust you, bitch. Like you a lying bitch." And she's like, "I ain't going down for this shit." And they start like beating the shit out of her, and they're cattle prodding her essentially, like with this thing, and she's like screaming and freaking out. And she stands up and she grabs the artifact. Everything like sends out a shockwave. Everybody falls down. All the Spartans that are beating up Kai and Master Chief like fly everywhere, and Master Chief and Kai obviously get thrown too. He gets thrown into like a wall and he falls down, passes out. Obviously, because she's touching it now, he goes to the Halo ring in his mind again with her, and he sees her and she's holding the artifact, or I think she's holding the artifact. I don't know. At this point, I was like, Jesus Christ, just finish this goddamn episode. He sees her. He's like laying on the ground, and she's like, "Goodbye, John." And he's like, "What? Like, nah, bitch. Like, stay here. What you mean? Like, I need yo." Again, like that was some good shit. And she's like, "Goodbye," and then she disappears, and he's like, "No," and then passes out, and that's how it ends. And next week, I think, is the finale. I just, I cannot with this show. I fucking can't. They took one of the coolest video game characters ever, and they made him into a little bitch. A little bitch who never wears his outfit, never wears his armor, never wears his helmet, and is out here fucking aliens. Like, I just can't. I fucking can't.